Good morning, it's 8:45, my earliest start yet, which is good, which I'm going to need because I've got my potentially longest ride that I'm going to do on this whole trip. I've got to verging on getting close to 90 miles today. But first, it's 16 miles to Bremen. There's a couple of things that I want to see there if I've got time and if they're open. And then it's the long slog to Hamburg, where I'm staying for 2 nights, and I've booked a hostel. It's doing so well with time, and then this comes along and stops my progress. And this leads straight into Bremen, literally a straight line, and the other way is a lot further. How annoying. I've arrived in Bremen. It's about 10:10, so I've arrived in good time. I'm actually a little bit early, so the thing I want to go and see is inside that cathedral. It doesn't open until 11 o'clock. But before I do that, there's something that I want to do. Yep, disgusting, I know. It's actually quite common practice for locals to do that in this city, because this stone here marks a spot where a local prisoner and poisoner was executed, and this stone marks a spot where his head rolled and finally stopped rolling. So yeah, pretty gross. His name was Großstoff or something or other. I'll write it down there, it's quite hard to say. It's quite funny, didn't know what that was. I heard all this weird noise coming from that part of the pavement. Apparently if you put money in there, it wakes up some animals. So the next thing I'm off to see is in here. It's called the Bleikeller, and it's 8 mummified bodies in a crypt. So some of these bodies are 400 years old and were found by an organ maker that was given this part of the crypt to do his work. And the reason why they're so well preserved is because this part of the crypt was used to store lead for the roof of the cathedral, and the cool air of the crypt combined with the lead created a good environment for these bodies to be preserved. It says here, like, officer of soldier who most likely died of a bullet wound during the 30 Years' War since the late 18th century. He has incorrectly been identified as a roofer, believed to have fallen from the roof to his death, his mouth open, being distorted, as if in the act of screaming. So that was a weird tourist attraction, but I'm now off on the 70-odd mile cycle to Hamburg. It's 12:30 and should arrive around, I reckon, about 7 o'clock this evening, if all goes to plan. I'm finally leaving Bremen. I keep getting stalled today. I just stopped because I thought it'd be a good idea to clean my bike chain. There's a lot of grit and muck in the cogs, and it was feeling a bit horrible to ride, to be honest. So a stitch in time saves 9, all that. I think that's the right saying. If you don't look after your bike chain, it can screw you over in the long run. It obviously makes it a lot harder to cycle, and there's more chance of the chain to snap or fall off the cogs or whatnot. I think that's what happened when I had that trouble in Holland that time. So yeah, gonna keep on top of it. don't believe that. Had I have not stopped to turn on my camera, I would have caught this ferry. See you in a bit then. Not going to miss this ferry. Finally made it to the other side. As you can see, I'm wearing my coat because it's a lot colder now, because it's a lot later. Because I missed that boat, I had to probably wait another half an hour, which was a bit annoying. I was going to get another boat, which was a little bit around the corner. That would have taken me straight into Hamburg. Why I didn't get that, I do not know. But oh well, you live and learn. I'm still 7.5 miles away from a hostel. And it's 8:30. I really hope the hostel's still open. I am cream crackered, but I made it to Hamburg. It's 13 minutes past 9. I rode 90.55 miles today. It's a big old city, it took me a long time to get through. But I'm at my hostel now, and I'm gonna go and find a hamburger. So, until tomorrow, cheers. My bike's got its own little room for a couple of days, all to itself. See you in a couple of days, bike. Good morning. It's a lovely day to explore Hamburg. Just left my hostel. I think I managed to blag a free breakfast. No one seemed to ask for any money, so I'll take that. Weird smell of cabbage in the air. Welcome to the red light district. This sign doesn't really make sense though. Entry for men under 18. So people under 18 are allowed in, but women are prohibited. So technically I'm not allowed in, but I had a little look. I think it's funny that the windows where the girls sit, it says wear a face mask. Pretty sure you'd have to wear a face mask when doing the deed. So I'm currently in St Michael's Church. For some reason I decided to take the stairs instead of the lift because I haven't done enough exercise recently. There should be a pretty good view once I get to the top. And look, here's the bells. Ooh. Big bell. So this is the mechanism that connects to the big clock out on the face of the tower. If I time it right, I think every 30 seconds something spins around and moves this clock a little bit. You hear it, there we go. Spin. And now watch the clock move just a little bit. But it's all connected through wires and stuff, which I guess is connected to the clock outside. Made it to the top. This should be where the amazing view is. It's a pretty good view. So this is where I cycled down yesterday, along this river here, all the way into Hamburg city. And that's the direction I'll be heading tomorrow, to a place called Lübeck, which is about 40 miles away. Looks pretty flat, so I should get there in pretty good time. Quite an easy day's ride to Murray, which I need. It's 12 o'clock. And there's the tower I was up literally 8 minutes ago. And there's the clock that's connected to that mechanism I showed you. Just come back to my hostel, which I reckon might be the biggest in the world. My room's 864. It's quite early still, but it's really hot outside and I'm pretty drained, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go to my room and chill for a bit, I think. And I may go out again later. I always get a bit lost around here. This way. It just goes on forever. It takes about 10 minutes to get to my room from the main reception. I did find out there's a terrace upstairs, so I might check that out. And here we are, 864. And here's my room. I'm sharing with one other guy, a Canadian guy who's also a bike packer. What are the odds of that? That's my bed. I'm surprised I'm sharing with someone else, to be honest, considering how many rooms there are. Good night.